Welcome back to the Balancing Healthy podcast. I'm here in Brisbane with a very special friend, Zannetta. You might also know her on Instagram as at Zia Eats. Hello, Zannetta.
Hey,
Thank you for joining
thanks for
on
having
the
me.
podcast. My very first guest, which is very, very exciting. Zia and I met, when did we officially meet?
Oh, like 4 months ago when you went to the retreat?
Yeah. Oh no, that
Yeah.
was 2 months ago. Sorry,
Oh,
I mean I don't know when we met on Instagram, but we officially met 2 months ago. Literally, I flew up here and just stayed at your house with your
yeah.
family. I was like, yeah, sure. And then you took me to my retreat and I was like, slay times. Um, but anyway, back to the podcast. First question. So this is a question, Zenit's my very first guest, and something I'm going to ask every guest on here is what are you currently trying to balance in your life?
Well, right now, I'm definitely trying to balance between running a business and being like a mum and like
Mm,
mum life and family life, all that sort of stuff,
yeah.
because I've only been like a nutrition coach for about 8 weeks now. So I'm still trying to like test the waters and see like what is like a good fit. So I'm not unproductive, but I'm not too productive where it's taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. And something that we're going to come back to. Z and I are both 27, but our lives are like,
so
apart from the
different.
fact that we're both coaches, our lives are fucking different. So, oh my God, this is why I market explicit because I just like swearing. Our lives are so different. So we're going to kind of dive into that. So, firstly, tell us a little more about what you do currently in terms of like coaching and everything. And then what led you to this point? Because I feel like your story is so unique. Like every time I
You
like
are a big hype girl when it comes to my story. I love it.
genuinely I'm just like, this is so interesting.
Anytime I post anything about my story, you're just like, wow,
Oh my God.
love.
No, it's because I'm like, I think everyone I know because like my story came from like I was really overweight and it was like a weight loss thing and then it led into like restrictive eating and everything. But yours is just it's just I don't know, it's let's tell it. It's
Yeah,
so
cool.
different. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm currently doing at the moment is I'm just working with one-on-one clients. Like I'm helping women to like who are like super busy to, ingrain really good habits and, lose some weight if that's their goal and basically just understand like nutrition in
Yeah.
itself because I feel like that's a huge topic that, a lot of people don't have. And that's again leading into my story, exactly what I didn't have and what I wish I had
Yeah.
many, many years ago. So
Yeah.
I was a national swimmer, so I was a gold medalist open water swimmer. I represented Australia 3 times for swimming. Yeah.
It always gets me. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking cool. Anyway.
Yeah, so like obviously swimming was huge and coming with that was like nutrition. I ate a lot, but I only had like 15% body fat. Like I was
I was gonna say, what was your training like? Like,
on my
tell
training.
us the training.
Okay, because I was an
Yeah.
open water swimmer, it was like like my main race was 10 kilometers. So my training was pretty hectic. It was I did 12 swimming sessions a week and then I did 4 gym sessions. Yeah, so 12 swimming sessions and 4 gym sessions a week. So I was swimming up to 80 to 100K a week
Yeah.
at 16, like while trying to, do school
Yeah.
and obviously like normal girl stuff as well, like going through all like the hormonal changes as
Yeah.
well. Like it was a big time in my life.
Lot.
Um so yeah, like I just really struggled with nutrition and keeping up with what my body required of me, like a little TMI, but I didn't even get my period until I was 16 because my body just like needed to not
Yeah.
have my period.
It's like this is too much stress. Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
like literally stopped me from doing like a normal womanly thing in my teenage years. So yeah, so after I finished school and I quit swimming, I wasn't interested anymore. I was definitely more interested in having like a family life. I had no idea what to eat, like what to eat. So I was like, okay, for the first couple of years, you still have your swimmer's diet. Like I ate anything that was in my face, but instead of burning it off, I definitely
Yeah.
wasn't anymore because I wasn't doing
So I was
that.
gonna say, so your training, obviously, like you stopped swimming, so
Yeah.
all of that wasn't there. Were you still going to the gym and stuff?
On and off, like I kind of had a huge break from everything. Like
Mm.
I just wanted to figure out who I was after swimming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it pretty much all stopped, I think maybe for like 18 months, and then I started to slowly get back into the gym. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't say I put on like heaps of weight, but it was like my body just changed so much.
Yeah.
And then not long after school, like I had my first son,
Yeah.
and then again my body changed and then I went from this like athlete body to a mum body.
Yeah.
And that was so confronting for
I was gonna
me.
say, how did you handle that?
Not well.
Yeah.
I literally just ate next to nothing. I tried to do like a few diets and like that was like 1,200 to 1,400 calories, and tracking wasn't a thing, when I was like getting into it. Well, for me it wasn't. I hadn't really heard of it. So I was just restricting myself so much. I'd probably have lunch and then like a
Mm.
sandwich for dinner. And that was after having a baby.
Yeah.
Like my body needed
You needed
more.
it. Yeah.
So I just went through this like really rough period of like this transition from, well, even while I was swimming to transitioning to like motherhood and then having a baby. Like I was trying to breastfeed and couldn't do that
Yeah.
because I didn't
You've got, yeah, you've got nothing.
yeah, I wasn't
Nothing to
giving my
give.
body. My body was like, I can't do anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like I did that and then like you know, I kind of went through a period of like trying to, I don't know, it was more figuring out motherhood more than anything. I
Mm.
wasn't really looking after myself.
And
And then
I think that's so common.
yeah,
The mums that I work with. And like by the time they get to like coaching or if they're in person, they're just like, I just need to look after me now. It's
yes.
like, yeah, because you spent years just not even caring about yourself.
No, and you
Yeah.
just go spiraling and you're just like, wow, like when you actually take a step back and look at your lifestyle, you're like, wow, I'm not being healthy. And
Mm.
like a huge thing for me was like seeing my son. I'm like, I want to be around as long as possible for him, like I want to have energy to play
Yeah.
with him and run around with him and not just, and like my mood as well. Jesus, my mood, I was so down all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took a step back and I was like, okay, I need to improve on something. And I went to one nutrition coach who was quite horrific. Mind you,
Yeah.
before I get
He.
into this, I am not sexist, but when it comes to periods, sometimes men don't
And
quite.
also being a mother.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely went off of like his like results, like client results of
Yes.
like other women, like no children, all that sort of stuff. And I was like, oh, like what's a child going to do? It's not going to interrupt anything. But like this coach was literally telling me to watch what painkillers I was
Oh,
taking. Yeah,
that's
because he said that there's calories
yeah.
in painkillers. No. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So like that sent me spiraling. I
There's
got
your
a
first red flag, guys.
Yes. So that's the only reason I said this man, because I'm sure there's other amazing male coaches,
Yeah.
but this particular one I don't think quite understood what women needed. But anyway,
I was like, I wouldn't even say that to men though. Like, watch your painkillers. It's just that's
yes,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went through him and I spiraled. I got obsessed with tracking. I was telling you today that he printed me out a meal plan and I um grabbed everything from Woolies, but they didn't have one specific, it was like a Chinese stir fry or
Mm,
something like that. And I was like, and I spiraled. I was like, what do I replace it with then? Like there was other peas and corn and carrots, but it wasn't the same calories. And
mm.
I became obsessed with the data.
Yeah.
Um, to the point I had to stop working with him because I couldn't
It's
do that.
interesting that so you were the one that recognized it and
Yes.
you called it off.
Yeah.
He didn't see that.
No.
That's interesting.
Yes, that's what I thought as well.
Yeah. Wow.
So then I did a group program because I was like, okay, maybe this is a bit hectic for me. Maybe I want more community support.
Yeah.
And I did a group program and it fucking changed my life.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I was so much like calmer on myself. I actually was being taught nutrition and education and what carbs were and how important protein was and how important it was to actually eat.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
that's basically my story. And then after that, I was like, holy shit, if that's how I felt, I
Yeah.
need to do that for other women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
So after that group program finished, I think it was like a 10-week program.
Yeah.
I signed up to my nutrition
I was
coaching
like, when
course.
was that? Was that last year?
August last year.
August last
Yeah.
year. Yeah. So what are we in now? October.
Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
It's like 14 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then so I signed up to my nutrition course, and then just like throughout that time, I was just trying to provide as much education as what I knew, and anything I was learning in my nutrition, I was just giving it out because I'm like, if I can help
Yeah.
and make an impact for people,
It's insane.
yes,
It's yeah. Yeah. I can't even put into words like as a coach what it does.
yes,
The way that you can just change people's lives. It's
Mm.
fucking insane. I fucking love it. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we were gonna kind of lead into that Z story. You actually didn't mention when you had your second son. She's got two boys. She's married. So Z?
That was a good time in my life.
Yeah, I know.
I just need to.
I feel like you definitely skipped a few years. You were like, this is happening, and then boom. And like I know that, but they don't, but that's okay. So Z's actually married, two kids, two dogs that are sleeping just over there. Anything else I'm missing?
No, that's pretty much.
That's like
That's my
you.
life right
So
now.
that's Z at the moment. Whereas me, and I'm highlighting this because it's going to have relevance in a second. Me, I just live with my partner and my best friend. I don't have kids. I've never really been around kids. I'm like, I've had dogs and they're stressful enough. So having kids, just I feel like that's a whole different layer. We just want to lead it into how we are both 27. We have completely different lives. I can't say we do completely different things because we both do online coaching now. But we find that so much with like clients and just like talking to people in general, everyone, when they go into this health journey, they're always trying to do the same as someone else. And it's never going to be like that. And that's one thing I know I'm huge on with my coaching. I go really, really deep when I do one-on-ones, whether I do PTs in person or it's online, I go really, really deep into the person and the rest of their life. So I could literally see a PT client once a week for half an hour, but I'm literally like, what else is going on? And I've had people that like, they're just doing way too fucking much. And I'm like, no, you need to pull back. Like it's interesting because I think there was a time when I did too much when I was at F45 and like I was working full time. And again, like did I have a partner back then? I can't remember. I don't remember, but I would train like 6, 7, sometimes 8 times a week. Like, and I was just like constantly going on the go. And it hit a point where I was like, man, my body's fucked. Like, I can't do this. But I've totally lost it where I was going with that. Oh my God, I've lost it.
It's all right. We edit it.
I was like, no, you're gonna pick me up.
Oh.
You're here to pick me up. Oh yeah, no, I remember now. So I couldn't really see that for me. I couldn't see what I was doing.
Right.
And how bad it was getting. And no one picked it up for me. But I can fucking like that, pick it up someone else.
Yeah.
If you're that was a click. If you're just listening, that was a click. You're like, what's that noise? So yeah, we just want to kind of.
But I think once you've like lived through that experience as well, it's easier to pick it up for other people. Like if you haven't gone through those struggles, then you might not know what those people are actually going through, you know?
Yeah. And I think it is the importance of we can see it and like having a coach can see what's going on, but you can't see it yourself. Like for example, another one of my online clients, she came to me, shift worker. This was over a year ago. Shift worker, but did like 12-hour shifts. So like I already was like, she told me she's going to the gym 6 days a week. And I'm already like, you're working 12 hours and then going to the gym. Like
you're stressing for her.
I'm literally sitting there. I was like, what? I was like, how are you fitting that? Anyway, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is too much. And I literally pulled it back straight away. I was like, I'm not doing more than 4 sessions.
And she thrived.
Yeah, she fucking changed her whole life. Yeah. I was like, you're eating more and you're not doing more than 4 sessions a week. And like, she's there now. Fucking insane. Sorry, I'm good. But yeah, do you have any like stories off the top of your head?
Like clients?
Like similar stuff.
So like heaps already. Like
like, whoa, it's been 8 weeks.
It's been 8 weeks and my whole world's just changed again.
Inundated.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Yeah, no, like I think it's good to give examples.
Yeah, well, like, you know, nutrition, obviously a one-on-one client has come to me and she's making completely different dinners. Like she has a family and she has a husband and her husband doesn't eat like veggies and stuff like that, similar to my husband.
And I'm like, on that.
I'm like, girl, I've got all the tips and tricks for you to hide those veggies in. But yeah, like, you know, she's making 3 completely different meals, one for her kids, one for her husband, and one for her. And I'm like, why?
And it's literally like, how can, like, the whole point of this journey is to make it sustainable, make it something you can do forever. You cannot keep doing that forever.
Yes. But she was like, because they're having creamy pasta dinners. And I'm like, fucking yum.
Yeah.
Get in that.
I'm about to make a creamy tuna pasta bake.
Literally, like
pasta's cooking right now.
What do you say you're not eating that? That sounds like a fucking good
plan. But it's again, it's that like the way that we were all trained and like conditioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then again, like, and again, back to my story, I was obsessed with tracking, and so many girls that like have started with me have been tracking for 18 months. And I'm like, okay, you know what you're doing. Why are you still tracking? So they're like, oh, what do you mean there's a life outside of tracking?
Yeah.
And I'm like, give it a go. See how you feel. Listen to your body. Are you hungry? Eat then. Don't look at the time. Like, listen to your body. Your
Yeah.
body will literally tell you when you need
Yeah.
to eat. And if you've been tracking for 18 months, I fucking guarantee you know how much protein to put on your plate. You know how much carbs. You know how much fats.
Mm.
You know what you're doing. Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
And like, not even a week later, they're like, holy
It
fuck, I feel so free.
it changes your fucking life.
Yes,
Like,
agreed.
I don't even remember how I got to this point, but I might like track half my week.
Yeah.
And then like, so I'll cook one night, we'll do leftovers the next night, and then Mitch will cook the next night, and then we might go to his parents, or we might go to my parent. Like it's like, and then we'll go out, and it's like half the dinners I don't even track.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, there was a point where I refused to go anywhere
Yes.
unless I could track it.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, how, like I look back, I'm like, how was that alive? Like it wasn't.
Mm.
I was so like small and timid and just hating everything, and I just didn't even know it.
And not that scales are everything, but you know, that week she stood in the scales and had lost a kilo.
Mm.
And like her goal was to lose weight. And
Yeah.
she's like, you know, I know that like a deficit comes with some level of hunger. And so I was eating till I was like full, but not like overindulging.
Yeah.
And like, you know, sometimes I was like, oh, I'm not really hungry, so I'll have some water, and that satisfied her. And then she was like, and I was good for the rest of the day. And she did that every week and lost a kilo. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't have to track, you don't have to be so
Yeah.
data focused.
Yeah.
Mm.
And because a lot of the time it's literally just little changes.
Yes.
Like I've had clients that we've like, nah, we're not tracking. It's just not going to work for you right now. It's just in the food journal, just take a photo. I can see it all. I can give feedback. It's
Mm.
just little things.
Mm.
It's literally like increase your protein or add some more veggies or have some more fruit, or like I would swap this for this. And like
Less
it's,
processed, more
yeah,
real.
it's just the tiniest little swaps that can make a big difference.
For sure.
And that could be the thing that's stopping you from losing those last few kilos or whatever it is. It's like you just need tiny swaps. You don't need to change everything. You don't need to uproot your whole fucking life and eat separate to everyone, because it's not sustainable and it's not enjoyable.
Mm.
It's really, really not.
Well, and coming back to, you know, a conversation that we had today about meal plans, and that I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
ties perfectly in with today, you know, talking about not everyone's the same. If you give everyone the same meal plan, I guarantee you not everyone's eating that. Like
No.
people don't eat the same things. Like they have their own way of working. So if you can just make those little adjustments to their lifestyle, it's going to make the journey
Yeah.
so much easier.
We should, let's tie it back into the meal plan thing. So because I was saying that I used to get meal plans with this thing that I was on, this like subscription coaching thing, which was $7 a week. So you already know it's not quality. And they were like, that was where I ended up eating no calories. Like, and when I told them I'm not training anymore, or like I haven't been training because I had no energy, the solution was to drop my calories.
Mm.
Like I have no energy. What? Anyway, they did meal plans with theirs, and I was like, I never, ever followed the meal plans. I might have got a little bit of inspo, but I'm like, it's not personalized because it's $7 a week. But also, I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Sounds so childish. I'm like,
But how
don't tell me what to do.
How like let's say it's 8 to 10 weeks. How are you meant to sustain that after the 8 to 10
Yeah.
weeks? Like that, you do not have enough time to change your whole lifestyle in 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You are going to revert back, and it's going to be fucking hard.
Yeah. And so that was my next thing is meal plans can be great and they definitely have a time and a place. I currently don't do them because I just think, again, it comes back to, I'm really big on like what we were just talking about. Crack of the wrist. What we were just talking about in like eating with your partner or with your family or whoever. So I don't want to give you a meal plan, say you sign up to coaching. I don't want to give you a meal plan and then just expect you to follow that. And then I don't actually know what you're actually eating. That makes sense. Like I don't know if you've, I don't know, added something extra to it or you've had an extra snack. I do prefer the tracking route, but if not, then it's the food journal. Because I literally say to clients when they sign up, eat as you are. I just want you to track what you're having. And then we can, like, as the weeks go on, like I can give adjustments. Like it can literally be the tiniest swap. Like it doesn't have to be big. And then that way you're not like, say you eat, I don't know. So you have a routine. Me and Mitch generally have a routine with how we eat. And then if someone gave me a meal plan, I'm like, oh, fuck, you've like now it's a completely different routine. Like everything's completely different.
Everything feels harder.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, I need to make this. And then it's like, okay, maybe Mitch doesn't like that. Like Mitch, for example, sorry, Mitch, he doesn't like red meat. So I am a savvy gal, and my lunches are generally always prepped with red meat. So we can have chicken and other meats for dinner.
But
So I'm
how
like,
stressful does that make it then?
exactly. So it's like if you've given me my dinner is, I don't know, bolognese. He hates bolognese. If you say you've given me bolognese, then I'm like, oh shit, like he's not going to eat that. So what am I going to do? And then
Yeah.
I would make us separate meals,
Yes.
which is just fucking stupid. So
Yes.
yeah, anyway, that's a tangent. But that's why I definitely currently do not do meal plans. I just don't think, I think they're great for inspiration, but they're not great for teaching, and they're not great for long term.
Learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually getting that education.
Yeah. That's a slow.
Yeah.
But like I feel like this has gone on off on like 10 different tangents, but it's good. Because our whole thing was going to be about stop trying to be a carbon copy of everyone else. Literally, like it's so fine to just eat as you are and just make little changes.
Don't need to do full
You
lifestyle
don't,
changes.
yeah, you don't need to uproot your whole life. And if someone tells you do, run.
And if someone
Run.
tells you to track your fucking painkillers,
Oh yeah, fuck me.
run. Run faster.
I cannot get over that. I'm like, what? I don't even know. I've never had anything that crazy from a
Yeah.
coach.
We'll debrief after.
Okay, yeah. Oh my God. I feel like we have kind of touched it before, but yeah. Um, maybe we'll wrap it up there then. I think the kiddies are about to get home.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm like watching
the
the
pasta
time.
might be overcooking. This pasta bake might go very wrong. Oh, all right. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching, however you are consuming the podcast. Thank you so much, Steve, for joining.
Me.
Actually, quickly tell them where we can find you, and I'll also leave it in the show notes.
At Zia Eats. Zia.eats on Instagram. That's
Instagram.
pretty much where I am at the moment. I've tried TikTok, but not quite there
Oh,
yet.
TikTok's fucking hard.
Oh,
I don't get
mate.
it. The ADHD is just,
Yes.
I'm just not following.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to search on there. I'm like, so I just get rid of it.
Yeah, Instagram me.
Instagram at Zia Eats. Anyway, thank you guys so much again. I will catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.